After meeting Netanyahu in Washington, Kamala Harris vows she won't stay silent on Gaza. The vice president's views on Gaza's humanitarian crisis suggest she may be tougher on Israel than Joe Biden. Harris says, "I will not be silent on Gaza" after meeting Netanyahu. In frank conversations in Washington, Kamala Harris challenged Benjamin Netanyahu about the humanitarian situation in Gaza. Washington is watching for signs of how she could deal with Israel as president. Following her conversation with the Israeli Prime Minister, Israel can protect itself. How it does matters. I expressed my grave worry over Gaza's humanitarian crisis. I won't whisper. Harris's harsh, serious statements may indicate a shift from President Joe Biden's approach to Netanyahu, Reuters reported. In his first face-to-face talks with Netanyahu since traveling to Israel days after Hamas's October 7 attack on Israel and promising American assistance, Biden called for a ceasefire to the 9-month-old Gaza war hours earlier. John Kirby, White House National Security spokesperson, claimed, "We are closer now than we've been before in the ceasefire effort with Hamas militants in the Palestinian enclave. Both sides have to compromise," Kirby added. The White House reported that U.S. President Joe Biden urged Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to expedite a ceasefire deal, remove obstacles to Gaza aid, and bring hostages home to end the war in Gaza. Statement continued. The president also addressed the Gaza humanitarian catastrophe, the necessity to remove barriers to aid and basic services, and the significance of safeguarding civilian life during military operations. It added that Biden reaffirmed the United States' unshakable commitment to Israel's security against all threats from Iran and its proxies, including Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis. The Associated Press reports that Gabrielle Giffords, the former Democratic congressman who was shot in her Arizona district in 2011, has been campaigning for Kamala Harris. Harris's running mate may be Giffords' husband, Senator Mark Kelly. According to AP, Giffords spoke at the Salt and Light Church in Swing State, Pennsylvania with community activists in a mostly black parts of Philadelphia rocked by recent gun violence, including one over the weekend that killed 3 and wounded at least 6. Despite President Joe Biden's endorsement of Harris, Giffords' husband, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro were already planning the event. During a Tucson grocery store meeting with constituents, Giffords briefly discussed her hard recovery from the 2011 shooting that killed 6. Harris's other surrogates, including Pennsylvania House Speaker Joanna McClinton, presented the November presidential election as a choice between Harris, who would ban assault weapons, and gun rights-backed Republican Donald Trump. "We are plagued with violence all across America, from rural Pennsylvania to inner-city communities like where we are today," McClinton stated. "We as voters can choose a more violent U.S. or safer communities nationwide." McClinton, a Shapiro ally in the Pennsylvania State House who has pushed him on social media to join Harris's ticket, and Giffords dodged queries about Kelly or Shapiro being Harris's pick. When asked about becoming second lady, Giffords answered, later. McClinton added, "I'm not making those decisions," but praised Shapiro as a people's champion when it comes to matters around public safety, and Kelly as someone we all hold in great regard.